Hey everybody, I'm Tori for Bronze Compass. And I know the first question you're going to ask yourself, what is Bronze Compass? So Bronze Compass is a channel for explorers, for the people with that wanderlust, and our creatives out there who like to capture it on film, like myself. So before we get started with anything, let's go ahead and talk about where to come from. Well, I'm in the Navy, and I was traveling one day. I found myself in Bogota, Colombia. And as we're walking around and buying little trinkets, my friend gave me this little thing here, this little small bronze compass, and said, "This is you." My time in the Navy, I've traveled around the world. I would usually spend like a day or two in a country. And of course, once you open that door of seeing the world, you got to see it more, and you want to see it more intimately. So I found myself traveling more and for longer and really embracing myself in the cultures. And every time I would come back, I would show this to the world. And people were kind of impressed, or better yet, amazed about how I was seen in the world. And I kind of want to now show that to you and share that with you. Of course, I've been running around the streets for many years with different kind of cameras, but I kind of locked in on my Fujifilm setup. Of course, I got my little X Pro here for when I'm doing my day-to-day photo walks, but when I got to my real photojournalism, you're probably going to see some of my Fujifilm X-H1 shots. Now, the camera's just been really good to me because being in the Navy, I was given the best Nikon gear. And when I really kind of got into my own specialized photography and my own business, I kind of stepped away from Nikon because I wanted something that was very different from what the Navy gave me. And of course, my camera guy, and we can talk about that in videos in the future, he handed me a Fujifilm camera and said, "If you know how to use a Nikon, you know how to use this." And he was right. And ever since then, I have been dedicated to Fujifilm because Fujifilm gives me that that fits me just so right. See, I can tell you that during my years of travel, I get to taste cultures for like a moment. And I don't think that that's fair. So that's why I really started traveling more by myself, so I can actually immerse myself, get to know the people, and actually tell their stories. So I'm hoping that in this channel, you'll follow me as we go to very weird locations and get to meet different people and tell their stories. A few years ago, I found myself in the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, and luckily I had a friend who was a comedian, but he really opened that door for me. And the way I saw Edinburgh was far different from anything that you could imagine. You think, oh, it's just a big festival or something of that nature. But when you went there, you started to see the people, the streets, how it all kind of seamlessly flowed, and how people lived their day to day. And even with the comedians that were there for probably just a summer. And that really got me entranced with the whole idea of seeing cultures, embedding myself in that culture, and telling those kinds of stories. So the whole idea of Bronze Compass is two things. One, the world is really vast, so we want to go out there and see as much of it as possible. And I want to hear your stories, and I want to share mine with you as well. Second part of it is let's talk about being a creative. I mean, the photography industry is either you're really into it or you're really not. And I don't think that there should be some kind of gatekeeping to being in that industry. But if we're going to do this, I want you to know all the things that are happening in the world, some of the good practices, some of the bad ones, and hopefully you feel free to talk to me about that so that we can help you navigate it as well. The essential tip that I want to share with you is keep shooting. There are so many things in this world that's going to distract you from doing the things that you want to do. And I hope that hearing my voice, or even seeing some of the work that I do, or some of the places I'm going to show you, does inspire you to keep shooting, to show me your side of the world, because I want to see it. So I'm hoping with this, you'll understand Bronze Compass a little bit better, and I hope you like and subscribe and actually hang out with us for a while. I want you to watch this space. There's many people that I've met through my journeys, and I've seen some great creators come through this, and I want to share them with you. So if you got some things that are in your mind about photography or even seeing parts of the world, come talk to me. I need to scratch off more stuff on this scratch map, and I can't do it alone. So watch this space, tell me where to go, and I'll catch you in the flip.